All right, this is the Google Classroom tutorial. So basically on my screen here, you're going to see the classes that I have had set up. And then Gretchen's is on here too, that she uses for their check-ins. Basically, this is just a good way to organize classes and for kids to do them online. When I first started with using this, what I did was I took what we would normally do and I would type it all out from their worksheets and just post it on here and have them do it on here just to get familiar with it. But as I've kind of gotten familiar with it, there's a lot of things that you can post on here and make sure that they do, and still give them a grade, like online games, which some of that you'll see in here. But anyway, so can you guys all see my screen here?
Yeah.
Okay, so this little plus sign up here as soon as you get logged into Classroom. And to log into Classroom, all you have to do is use your Google account. You can use your school email as well. So that's what I use, is my school email, and you just set up an account. And you'll get to a screen that doesn't have anything on it, but this little plus sign up here, you can add a class. So all you do is you hit that, create a class, and you'll just name your class. So we can name this class Classroom Tutorial. Section, I don't put anything in there. High school teachers probably do. Subject, you know, you'll see all my stuff labeled up there: math, reading, writing. I just label all that, and then I don't put a room number. Subject, we'll put listening. Okay, yeah, listening. Hit create. And it sets up your classroom. Okay, so this is just for this section. So if I wanted to add an assignment, I've got it organized now to where let's say this was my reading class, all of my reading stuff would be organized just in this classroom. Okay. Up here in the right-hand corner of the picture, you can select a theme for it, and you've got a bunch of different ones you can choose from. We'll do some basketball, and it just changes your theme. Or you can upload a photo from your computer and do it that way as well. Make sense so far? Pretty easy. Okay. So to add people, you want to add your kids in your class. You just click up there on people, and then students. You can add teachers as well. So if I click on there and I start typing in Sydney Miles, I just click on her name, invite, and then she's added to my classroom. Do R Riggs, name pops up, invite, and you'll get the invite. So all you have to do is, when you get into Classroom, it'll pop up on your screen and you'll just click join. And so then you'll start getting all the assignments and stuff. Okay, so adding students is pretty easy. And then you can delete students as well. So if I wanted to remove you, Raquel, I just click on those three little dots and just hit remove. Easy peasy.
I
Okay.
got to see this work when Colt was here. Colt got to do this. So I got to see my grandson on Google Classroom, and all his assignments were there. So it's very nice. It is a very nice thing.
It is. It is. It's, you know, you can compare it to what we're using now in Seesaw, just where you can see everything that they're doing. Okay, so things you're probably wanting to know is how to post an assignment. So up there at the top, it says classwork, and all you'll do is hit create, and then it'll have a drop down. And you can create an assignment, a quiz, questions, materials. You can put in Google Forms in here. You can add anything from Google Docs, slides, anything like that, which makes it really easy. So if I wanted to create an assignment, just click on it and then title it, put the instructions down there. And then if I want to add a link, like from Forms or whatever, have you guys done the Forms tutorial? So you can just add your form. You haven't, Michelle? But you can just add your form on there, and the cool thing about that is that if you add a form, you can also create an answer key with it, and so you don't even have to grade it. It'll just automatically grade it for you, but you got to create the answer key with Forms. Okay, so let's title this Classroom Tutorial Number 1, Instructions. Listen carefully and raise your hand if you have a question. That's expected. Okay, and then you can hit create or add an extension. So once you create it, then all these pop down. If I want to do a form, then I just start typing in my questions up there on form, and I'll submit it at the end and create my answers, and it'll grade it for me. So all you have to do is get in and see your grades, which we'll go over here in a minute. Any questions about creating an assignment?
Is there a way to record a video that the kids could watch?
So if you want to record yourself, they've got there's nothing on Google Classroom to video you, so you would have to video it using a different site. So like I use Screencastify. It's free. You only get 5 minutes, but you can upload your video to this. Yeah.
So it is an option. Okay, very good. Thank you.
Yep. Okay, let's go back here. Okay. And then once you have your classwork submitted, they'll see that. You can put due dates on it of when you want it submitted to you. It will, if it's not submitted that day, it'll show up red and say that you turned it in late. And as a teacher, you can see that as well if they didn't turn it in on time. So if we do go to this again next year and we use Classroom, you'll be able to tell who turned stuff in on time pretty easily, just the color coding. Okay, and then grades. This class obviously doesn't have any grades, but I'm going to go to a different, we'll go to, see if I have anything in reading anymore. Okay, so I've got 2 assignments in reading. If I click on grades, so here's where you can enter their grades, okay? So you make it out of however many points you want. So if I go here, edit this assignment, okay? I've got it titled. I don't have any instructions there. It's just I put in a Kahoot. You guys heard of Kahoot? So they can do that, and then once they're done, they just hit submit, and I can see all their answers from the Kahoot site actually, but and then I can grade it that way, which that's just manual. I'd have to do that. Then I've got an assessment on here. It's a link, Think Central link. See if anything in science, okay. So you'll see that up here I've got it worth 20 points. It's got a drop down arrow. You can make it however many points you want. So just click on it. I can make it worth 10 points. Update it. Okay, and then once they turn it in, you can start giving grades for it. Okay, so 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10. And all you do is you just click right beside their name, and it sends it to right back to them with their grade. So really, it's a lot like what we've been using, except Seesaw, there's not really a place to put grades and send it back. I don't know how you guys have been doing it. I haven't been grading or sending back grades to any of my kids, but if we do go to this, then this is just an easy way for them to see what they got on an assignment or how they did. And then you can put little notes there as well in the comment section, which the comment section is a lot like Facebook. Just add a comment. So I can share something there. And obviously nobody's turned anything in yet, so I can't show you how to comment under it, but it'll, once they post something, underneath it will be a comment section. You can comment, you didn't capitalize your first letter of your paragraph. Just things like that that you can say to them. So the stream section is just your main page of that class. And you can just keep adding classes at will. Pretty easy, I think. I mean, there's not much to it. And then, like if I ever have a question about something, I just go to YouTube and YouTube it. So. Any questions? Boy, now I know how Preheim feels.
Do the kids have?
Well, I know I won't. I'm sorry.
ahead.
Go ahead, Michelle.
Go
I
ahead.
was just going to say I won't be able to use this for mine because I don't have a classroom, but you did a very good job on your instructions, sir.
Hey, thanks, Juanita. Gosh, make me feel good.
And do the kids, their school emails connect with Google Classroom? So when you invite them, it's their email that comes up?
Yeah, so they're already in the Google program through their Chromebooks anyway and in the school. So yeah, all you have to do is, you don't have to type in their email. All you have to do is type in their first name and it'll just pop up with
So-
all of the Sydneys in your
Yeah.
school or all the Darrens or whatever.
So mine don't have like an email at my grade level. So the tech guy would just have to create an email for my kids probably.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
I wonder with the burn, how the lack of connectivity and stuff, I wonder how we'll meet if we're using Google Classroom and stuff. I don't know.
You mean how you'll connect with them?
Yeah.
Yeah. That would
I
probably
have
be
I haven't had a lot of trouble with Darren, connecting with Darren. I know there have been moments when he's lost some connectivity, but it hasn't been any
Real bad.
different than, yeah.
Okay,
I have a
good.
parent that's using like HughesNet or something like that. So I guess the satellite internet, especially when it's raining like today, they have zero connectivity. And I usually don't get anything from them unless it's sunny.
well,
So-
and we're gonna have that still. I mean, even if we do have
Anybody.
to go back to online next year, we're
Oh,
gonna
I
have
know.
kids without internet. So, I mean, that'll be packet stuff again, I'm sure. Or I think
Mhm.
it's gonna end up being more individualized. If we do have to go through it next year for a period of time.
I really hope we don't have to, honestly.
Well, you
It's
can
so
hope,
much
you can
harder.
hope all you want. It's gonna happen.
Until they get a vaccine, you better just count on it.
Plan on it. Yep, it's gonna happen. Don't know when, but we'll be right back where we are. But it'll be more in depth.
So is this something I should probably start out at the beginning of the year with my first grade then next
It wouldn't
year?
hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt. Just getting them
Start training
familiar
them to
with
get on. Yeah.
familiar with, and it doesn't have to be classroom, but I don't know what we're going to use. You know what I mean? But just getting them familiar with different types of things on submitting assignments. Like if they can use Seesaw, they can use Classroom. If they can use Classroom, they can use blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, don't let it stress you
me
out.
So Travis,
Stresses me out a little bit because this is like, I would much rather be teaching in person because it's just so much easier when they have the materials on hand to do all the counting and all that.
Ask any teacher. They'd rather be in the classroom too. Do you have a question, Raquel?
no, never mind. I got it figured out.
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of time. I mean,
Hey, Travis. Okay, so Michelle kind of asked this, but I missed the first part. So if you wanted to record yourself and then put it on there, you have to use a separate.
yeah.
Okay.
So I really like Screencast-O-Matic because it gives you 15 minutes.
Screencast-O-Matic.
Yep, Screencast-O-Matic.
Screencast-O-Matic. Okay.
And I use that all through my master's classes. But for some reason, it won't let me use it anymore. Maybe I hit my limit or something. But
You have to have like a.
I would just Google it every time, type it in the search engine, and it'd pop
Okay.
up, and I'd hit record, and I could just record. But now it won't even pop up. So I don't know if it's my computer or what, but I had to go to Screencastify. So if that's one you want to write down too.
Okay.
But yeah, so Screencastify just pops up like that, and you can,
Okay. Record it.
yeah.
Is
And
there a
just-
time limit on Castify?
Yeah, Castify's 5 minutes.
So if I have to record like classroom lessons, it would probably be better to do a YouTube account then.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always good to have a YouTube account because,
Well, I mean, to record on.
You have a
oh
YouTube
yeah,
account with your everything, with your you know, your Google Docs, everything. You scroll down and you have a login, your same login for your school stuff. So
Well, I just know that it's a real possibility that I'll be recording daily lessons next year, so I'm looking for size containment and that kind of thing.
see, and a lot of that stuff you have to pay for because of the size containment. So they may have to, I mean, the school may have to dish out and get us something if that's what we want to do. But that'd be something good to bring up next year, yeah.
I know that's been super helpful for my students, for me to record what I expect them to do for the day. Just clarifies. So I would definitely want something like that.
And what do you use?
I've just been doing Seesaw and done 5 minutes, but
Mhm.
that's so annoying to have to do 3 different videos.
Yeah,
But I did make a YouTube account, but I haven't actually started using it yet.
Well,
Yeah,
and
check-
I used the one on Seesaw, but again, it's the same thing. You record for 5 minutes, then you have to stop, then record again for 5 minutes, then you have to, you know, so that's
Yeah.
not going to be feasible for a 30-minute class period, you know.
well, check out Screencast-O-Matic and see if you guys can get into it. At least that's 15 minutes, you
Okay.
know, and I mean, 15 minutes doesn't seem like a long time, but you can get a lot in 15 minutes with no interruptions. But yeah, and then just upload it to YouTube. But I hope our tech guy opens things up more next year because I started Seesaw uploading all my videos as YouTube videos, and none of my kids could get into it because they were YouTube videos.
I had several kids who couldn't get onto my Zoom meetings because the Chromebooks weren't open for it.
Well, and yeah, the Chromebooks, they weren't open with the video. They wouldn't let them video, and still doesn't. Yeah, it's a pain.
Hey, Travis, I got another question.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so in kindergarten, they can't like read very well. So like when you post an assignment and you know like the instructions, could you like, you know how they have that little blue thing and you click on it and it reads the instructions to them?
Yep.
Can that be done?
Okay, I was looking at that earlier. That's a new feature, actually. Let me go over here. It's classwork. So, see up here, it says meet. This isn't answering your question. This is a question previously. But if you want to meet with your class, instead of Zoom, you can just Google Meet, which that tutorial's tomorrow with Megan. But let me see if I can find the answer to your question again here. Because what it was,
Instructions?
no, it said read aloud on it. And that was a new feature I hadn't seen. But I guess to answer your question, I took the read aloud part as you can voice instructions, and then they can click on the microphone and hear it.
Okay.
But I'm not real familiar with that yet. I don't
Oh,
even
that's
remember
fine.
how I got to it.
Yeah, I can search for that. I was just wondering if you knew off the
But
top of your head. It's okay.
and if you guys really want an in-depth tutorial, it's even got a classroom tutorial on there for you. So you can use that. But this is gonna bug me, Sarah.
No. I'm not worried about it. Like I will look it up. So
But yeah,
thought-
it said something like read aloud. So I'm guessing that that's what that meant.
That makes sense.
Well, today's going to be a boring day.
Why is
Hey,
that?
Travis. Oh,
Uh-huh.
this is Stacy. I just wanted to jump in for a second because, well, two things. One, I think tech will be more open next year. But two, all the kids that I've been seeing via Zoom, I've been able to see. So I wonder what the deal is that some Chromebooks didn't allow that versus some that did.
It's the older ones, the older Chromebooks that didn't allow the
Oh.
video and the things like
Gotcha.
that. Which I took it as when I was talking to Kathy about it. She said that the new ones allowed the video, but
Gotcha.
none of my kids have newer ones.
That happened to Colton. He had an older one, and I took it into Martin because he couldn't. His mic wouldn't work, and he said that whole series they're having trouble with of those books.
Then I lucked out with my kids.
Swapped him out with a newer one. Yeah, that was like the first or second day. So.
So with things becoming more individualized, are we like with the Google Classroom, we can just group kids up, like kind of what you had, and just have like 3 different levels or 4 different levels, or however
Yeah, you
many
could
different
have,
levels?
you could even level them like leveling by MTSS. And you could just have 3 different reading classes. You could have 3 different math classes. And then just invite those students for those classes, yeah.
Okay.
Cool. All right, guys. Have a good day.
You too.
See you
Thanks,
on
Travis.
Wednesday.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah,
See ya.
thanks.
Bye.